many of us, retirement means not having to set an alarm clock and endure that daily grind of 9 to 5. But have you thought about where you want to live in retirement or what you want your lifestyle to be? Ohio's retirement coach, Greg Taylor, is here to address these issues and more. Greg, the president of Legacy Retirement Group and the host of Winning Retirement Radio. This morning, we do what we do, Greg. We ask the coach these common questions. So good to have you here.
It's good to be back.
All right, so when it comes to planning in retirement, you always say you want folks to kind of dig a little deeper to figure out what they want out of it.
Absolutely, because retirement is a fundamental change in your life. So we want fulfillment there. It's not just dollars and cents that you have to think about. It's, what's going to fulfill you? What are your passions? What are your goals? What are your desires? What things are going to fulfill you in your retirement? Now you want to make sure you have enough money to accomplish those, but understand that, it can be a long journey. Make sure that there's something with purpose that you're planning on doing.
All right, that is great advice. Okay, every Monday we break down some common retirement questions, hoping to help a lot of people. And the first one is about taxes. Is Ohio a tax-friendly state when it comes to retirement? What exactly does that mean, and are we?
Well, we are a lot better now than we were a few years ago because up until 2013, we had what was called a state inheritance tax, which if you had over about $383,000 of assets, then anything above that would be factored into the state inheritance tax, which could be costly if you had a large estate. Now, since 2013, that inheritance tax has gone away. We aren't necessarily the lowest in income taxes, but I find that we're pretty competitive.
Okay, so the next one, number 2, should I consider getting a part-time job in retirement? Unfortunately, you see a lot of people that have to consider that, I feel like, these days.
There are a lot of people that absolutely they have not saved enough and they need to work part-time, or some just need to delay altogether retiring until they really are able to maximize that Social Security at age 70. And that's not what a lot of people want to hear, but truly you want to make sure you're getting the most of the things that are guaranteed to you, and Social Security is certainly one of those things. But working part-time can also be fulfilling, as I was talking about a moment ago, where you find something. I just had one of our clients in last week, and she works 3 days a week at the library, and she loves helping the kids. She loves being involved with that, and she says, I'm not getting paid a lot, but it's coming back to me in many, many other ways, and she's really just loving it and just only spending 3 days a week.
Right, not about the money necessarily,
right,
but about the fulfillment.
Yes.
Okay, so number 3, we're going to ask, what kind of fees can I expect to pay on an annuity?
Well, that is all over the place, and there's a lot of annuities we just don't like at all. And one of those types is variable annuities, which we don't offer in our practice because we find that for the amount of risk that you take and the amount of fees you pay, you can do better in other places. Now, if you already own a variable annuity, maybe you just have to make the best of a bad situation. But we even offer something that we call an annuity X-ray, just to make sure what your fees are, how much risk you're taking. But typically, we don't want to see any more than 1% in fees. And if it's above that, then we really take a close look and say, are people getting true value for what it is they're paying?
Okay, Greg, common retirement question number 4 here. I've heard people say that you need $1 million to retire. I wish I had it, but is this true? Tell me now.
It's really dependent on what your needs are. But we just met with someone that had about $7,000 a month pension coming when they retired. And I said, that's as good as about $1.5 million of savings, because they were stressing they didn't have a lot of savings. Now, I did encourage them to save more and have more in a liquid nest egg that they could tap into for emergencies and important things that came up in life. But, how much you need is based on how much income you're going to need or what your goals are. If you plan on spending half the year in Hawaii, then you're going to need a lot more than if you just plan on traveling a little bit to see grandchildren and spending time with family, and you're more of a homebody, then your needs, your lifestyle needs and expenses are going to be a lot different. So it is different for every family, but the goal is for every family within their lifestyle needs and goals to feel confident and comfortable.
All right, Greg, I also want to put this out there. We now are allowing you to ask questions directly, and Greg may answer them on the air. Questions@ohiosretirementcoach.com is that email address. Well, coming up next, Greg is back with us to talk about the importance of having a steady income in retirement. Kristen will be joining us as well, how you can achieve it and what you need to know just ahead.